Well, good afternoon. It's a great day. Temperature's been beautiful, and this is at my arm's length, so I'm going to try to hold it steady. But I got a pretty interesting video for this afternoon. It's Sunday, and it's been a great week. I got some notes so that I can keep track and not ramble on here so much. I tell you, it's been an awesome full week, and I got to tell you, and I'm going to end up with the same comment, but I'm going to tell you the value of this video is if you go after it, the law of attraction works for you, and some of it will come your way. We've been after it for the last couple of months, big time. Once Lori's condition has calmed down, and with the last report last Tuesday, not this week but the week before, everything in her throat that was causing her to be a bleeding time bomb has disappeared. Go figure. Praise the Lord. So we're after it. This week we had tons of great online and in classroom, education from both the Kate Keller Williams franchise and the Empower Network franchise. What an awesome way to learn information online, mostly at your leisure. Great team calls and webinars and just great stuff to help us master the ever-changing landscape of marketing to create business that you can work from home. We run several home-managed, home-operated businesses. Empower Network's one, real estate's one. Actually, Lori runs a nationwide art dealership as well. That's more cyclical and seasonal, but hey, it is what it is. We had an awesome team meeting at Keller Williams on Tuesday. I mean, packed full of information, great vendors, the preferred vendors, with all the latest updates and what's happening in the world today as far as real estate goes. And then when I'm hanging out there and just meeting with people, of course, on our team meetings once a month, lunch is provided, and it was an incredible gourmet lunch today. I just couldn't believe, not today, but Tuesday, what we had offered to us. It was just wonderful. But a colleague comes up and says, I know you're part of the technology mastermind team with David Myers. I said, well, David asked me about 6 months ago to be available because I seem to have a knack for that stuff. And I enjoy helping others. This gal's a realtor, does a strong business. She's very committed. Her name is Marlene. I'll let that go there. And she asked me if I could build her mobile app to a web page rather than have a separate link someplace else. I said, well, it's already been done. She said, the only thing missing is all your branding. She goes, that's the point. I spent a lot of money this year getting all this branding made, and that's not there. I said, I usually get $50 an hour, 2-hour minimum to do that kind of work. Your colleague, $50 is what it will be. And she said, great, I'll do it. And so I did it. It took me 2.5 hours, a little more maybe, because I figured out a better way after I was halfway through it. But so I got $50. Isn't that great? And I have a great web page for her mobile app that's branded to her. And I liked it so much, I made one for me. And this is a call out to any of you realtors out there in the Keller Williams Professional Partners franchise. Well, or any Keller Williams. If you want to have the same thing done, I'll get it at the discount rate of $50. It's about 2 hours to do it all completely, but it matches, looks great. Everything, all the links work, going where they have to go, and even to your navigation, so it's a good deal. Then a client calls us, a long time ago client and friend calls us out of the blue midweek and says, hey, I want to list my house. So we go over there and have a chat, do listing presentation. Lori and I do a very different listing presentation. We don't go with a book full of stuff, because nobody really wants to see all of that. They start yawning. We go there with confidence and information for sure. Now, I won't get into the details of that, because otherwise this video will be forever and my arm will kill me. He says, let's list the house. And I say, oh, that's great. Your house is beautiful. He says, yeah, we've changed this. We've done this. We've added tile everywhere. We've done this. We've done that. I said, wow, why do you want to live here? Well, we want to build a new house. Can you help us with that? So the next morning we go looking at models down in Cortesa, which is near the White Tank Mountains. Find the one they love, but they want to still be in Surprise. So we know that that company is building in Surprise as well. So we go visit that. I walk in, give them my business card. I get registered for that client, and now the new build people take over most of it. There's still a ton of documentation we have to do for our side, but that's okay. Most of that's going to be done, and I'm going to sell their house. They're going to have a new one. We call it a double hit in the business. It's just wonderful. Everybody wins. The new builder wins because they've already calculated in their formula to have a realtor bring a client, so it's already in the price. Our client wins because he gets what he wants, and he uses my negotiation skills in the design center, and I think we're going to make out really well. We've already got him $10,000 to start with from the builder's salesperson, plus $4,000 towards closing, and a few other details, which is great. That's what we do. We help win-win-win situations. Then we get an open house to do that's lasts 3.5 hours out in North Phoenix. Nice neighborhood. Referred to us by a colleague who has the listing, but she's got a daughter getting married, and there was a big wedding shower a bridal shower this weekend. So absolutely, do we help our colleagues? You bet we do. And we enjoy it because it's an opportunity for us to meet people and find buyers or other listers. That listing agent of that home gave up that opportunity to help another colleague, us. And so from that, we had 7 people through, good contacts, potentials. I had a 2-hour meeting with a Facebook friend of 4 or 5 years that we often tried to get together and just didn't seem to make it work. And we did this time. Her name is Shishi. Go figure that out. I still haven't got the answer to the question on how she got that name, but I will. And she's a very successful work-from-home Isogenics senior rep. And great product, great quality company. I've been following them for the 4.5 years I've known her. And so she showered me with a ton of samples for us to try, protein shakes, which I haven't done for a while because we've been doing green smoothies. But, it's going to be fun. And then that was great. So, by the time we got back from North Phoenix to Surprise, it was late. We had to stop off at our office, pick up the $50 bill from the gal who I made the webpage for, and that was in the office mailbox, and that was cool. And we had a gift card for the same amount to Red Lobster. So here we go off to dinner. The gift card was thank you to a colleague for us working for her for some people out here. Her name is Louise. Had a great meal. Lloyd and I don't usually eat that late or that much fat, but we love seafood, and Red Lobster is the closest thing I can get to Maine. And so we had a great time, just Lloyd and I letting it loose, relaxing. Didn't have a ton of glasses of wine. Had one large beer, Blue Moon. I kind of like it. It's light. Lori's not an alcohol drinker. Thank goodness for that. I have a designated driver wherever we go to a party. And so that was just great. And I picked up a client at the airport today, Sunday, after church. And they gave me a $50 tip just for coming to get them. I'm telling you, if you're after it with sincerity, integrity, and honesty, it'll come find you. It really will. It's not the same thing as you build it, they will come. That's a passive idea. If you want to be successful, and we've talked about that in the SMB space in several videos. One I did a little while ago was how to scale up. You ought to really watch that one. But if you go after it, that means putting in some work. Opportunities often disguised in work clothes because it takes work. But if you do that, it's going to happen for you. There's just no way out of it. So after church, before I went to the airport to pick up this client, I stuck a roast beef. We don't do beef very often anymore, but it's a really good deal, and it was really lean. And I put a roast beef in the oven at 250 degrees. Been gone 2.5, 3 hours, so it's had a nice slow cook. Smelled great when I got home from the delivery. Plus, I was back at the new build location to finish the documentation that the gal and I had to share there, and the rest comes by email, and that's great. And so I pumped it up to 300, still slow, cooking it low. Going to put red potatoes, red onion in there, cut in half, big chunks, zucchini, carrots. It's not ready for that yet, maybe another 20 minutes because I put it for a half an hour at 300 degrees. And when I put the vegetables in, it'll be 350, and they'll go for half an hour, and the whole thing will be done. Plenty of juice in there to baste everything with. It's just amazing. And so tonight, Lori's got a movie. And I got a 6 o'clock appointment with Empower Network for a quick phone call education for an hour. Dinner will be then, and then we're going to have a movie, and then we'll probably chat about the week before we go to bed. Start another work week. The beginning of the week is usually pretty quiet, and so it's not that heavy, and we get up with a 30-second commute. You can do that too if you want to, but the key word is you have to want to and not be afraid. Remember on our last video about scaling up, I was very adamant about you have to be willing to take some risks and make some investments. Not expenses, investments into you first, and then what you want to have accomplished. It really works out. So the value of this video, I believe, for you, my friends, family, and associates, and whoever else is watching this, is number one, be prepared to do some work. Give up TV a little bit, because we don't watch it at all. We had the cable cut 7 years ago. And they couldn't believe it, but I said, hey, if I'm going to program this, I'm going to choose what goes there. And I do. And so that was a time stealer, and now we have all this time to be together with each other and organize our business day to provide that time for family and fun, actually, which is kind of good. So that's one value. If you work at it, it's a lot of attraction will bring something to you. And if you treat clients and other sales associates with integrity and character, guess what? They'll do the same back to you. Hey, I'm going to go in and have a glass of wine. You have a good one. Ciao.